A single heartbreak. One painful betrayal. One unexpected departure. That's all it takes to alter the direction of your life, or in this case, an entire football club. You know how it goes. You picture forever with someone, they make you promises, look you in the eyes, and vow they'll always be there. But then one day, they walk away, chasing something that looks shinier on the surface, and it leaves you shattered. This is the emotional tale of Liverpool Football Club, a story where one moment of perceived disloyalty changed everything. A story about how a single exit rocked the foundations of the club and its owners. Fenway Sports Group. Since FSG took over Liverpool in 2010. Their transfer strategy was always built around smart, calculated investments, guided by data, innovation, and algorithms. Before the takeover, Liverpool were spiraling. They had just finished 7th in the league and were staring financial collapse in the face. So, when FSG arrived, they didn't go the usual billionaire route of splashing cash on everything that moved. Instead, they crafted a vision rooted in long-term planning. In 2015, they made one of the most pivotal decisions in modern Liverpool history, hiring Jurgen Klopp. Now, Klopp wasn't a flashy pick. In fact, his early days at Anfield were rough. They finished 8th in the league, lost both the League Cup and Europa League finals in his first season, and then lost Philippe Coutinho to Barcelona in early 2018. Even though Klopp and the club fought to keep him, but that painful departure set off a chain of events that would ultimately build the next great Liverpool team. FSG stuck with their calculated approach, betting on potential over hype. They picked up Joel Matip on a free from shock and elevated academy kid Trent Alexander-Arnold into the senior squad. Then came the next wave. Andrew Robertson from Hull, Oxlade-Chamberlain from Arsenal, and perhaps most notably, Mohamed Salah from AS Roma, a player who had once flopped at Chelsea and was written off by many. Everyone mocked the move, €42 million on a Premier League reject, but Salah's debut season proved everyone wrong, and he's been making defenders look silly ever since. Then came the €85 million. Splash on Virgil van Dijk in 2018, a then unprecedented fee for a defender. Again, people laughed. They spent big on Alisson Becker, making him the world's most expensive goalkeeper at the time. It all paid off, a Champions League title, a long-awaited Premier League win, and several near misses in both competitions. FSG's Moneyball approach turned Liverpool from a struggling side into one of the world's elite clubs. Success was no longer an aspiration, it was a reality. But now, in 2025, something is clearly different. Liverpool, still under FSG, are spending like never before, smashing the Premier League transfer record to bring in Florian Wirtz for €125 million, splurging €95 million on Hugo Ekitike, and dropping another €87 million on players like Kars and Frimpong, €170 million in total. What happened to the Liverpool that used to pride itself on strategy and patience? Despite their stature, Liverpool have long had trouble keeping their best players. From Xabi Alonso to Javier Mascherano, Fernando Torres to Luis Suarez, the exodus always seemed to hit them harder than most. Even after Klopp elevated the club, the issue remained. Coutinho left. More recently, Luis Diaz moved to Bayern Munich, but the blow that truly rattled the foundations was Trent Alexander-Arnold's exit. This was no ordinary player. Trent was a homegrown talent, a boy who had spent 20 years at Liverpool, dreamed of captaining the club, and was rewarded with one of the highest salaries at Anfield. Yet, despite everything, the history, the affection, the status, he walked away. And worse, he left for nothing. He let his contract run out and joined Real Madrid on a free transfer, with the Spanish giants only paying a €10 million appearance fee to have him feature in the Club World Cup. The betrayal stunned fans and the club alike. Trent had spent an entire year subtly preparing for the move. He was seen mixing with Real Madrid players long before his announcement, and his fluent Spanish at the unveiling suggested this wasn't a last-minute decision. It was a long-planned departure, and unlike past players who left Liverpool to chase glory, Trent had already won it all. The Champions League, the Premier League, domestic cups. He could have become a club legend, but he still chose to walk away. To FSG, this wasn't just a transfer. It was a reality check. After pouring years into nurturing a player, watching him grow, trusting him with their vision. He left them no fee, no loyalty, nothing. That's when everything changed. The patient, data-led Liverpool era ended that day. FSG realized that, no matter how strategic they were, players could still choose to leave when it suited them. So why keep waiting? Why not invest in proven stars who can make an immediate impact? That's why they shelled out €125 million for Wirtz, rather than wait on Harvey Elliott to blossom. Why they opted for Jeremy Frimpong instead of relying on Connor Bradley. Why they sold off Yaro Quansah and are actively searching for an experienced centre-back. The betrayal of Trent Alexander-Arnold forced Liverpool to abandon the very foundation on which their modern success was built. The club has now entered a brand new era, one where money talks louder than philosophy, one where sentiment takes a back seat to immediate results. And it all started with one decision, one betrayal, one departure. So, what's next for Liverpool? How many more players do you think they'll bring in before the transfer window shuts? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. And before you go, you asked, and we delivered. Step back into football's finest moments with our exclusive collection of legendary retro kits. Whether you're into classic club designs or nostalgic international shirts, there's something here for every football romantic. Perfect for match days, everyday wear, or collectors.